Hello, everybody. See, look, nice, clean face, clean teeth, done hair, and it's the morning time too. I just had a huge flood in my bathroom, and I had to totally get on my hands and knees in my underwear and mop up the floor. But it wasn't that bad. You know, I got through it. We're leaving this apartment soon, so whatever. Okay. So as I was saying, this is my last story time with Angel Benton here at this place. Next time you see story time with Angel Benton, well, first of all, next episode that I'm doing in June, that's going to be all in Japanese, and I might even do it from Japan. So we'll see about that. But then the next English episode will be in August. So hopefully I can at least, because the way that I think I've broken down this Britney Spears story, I think I've broken it down into 3 parts. So let's start with, so we're kind of finished the end of part 1, but here's the thing, there's a couple things I forgot last time. Okay, so talk about burying the lead. I totally glossed right over my coming out, because that was actually kind of how I came out. Was during this whole Britney Spears fiasco. Now, my immediate family knew, but my extended family, which included my grandparents, they did not know, right? So, and I was living with my grandparents at the time. So, and I thought I was so slick. I thought I totally pulled one over on my grandma and grandpa because they, it wasn't on a soap opera, so grandma didn't know about it, and wasn't on sports, so grandpa wouldn't know about it. So that was pretty much the extent of the television that they watched. So I was like, okay, I can do this, right? So I did it, and I won it, and I did all that press or whatever, and I thought, okay, I'm going to go home, I'm going to keep it quiet. So I went back home, and I was totally done up as a boy, Angel, and, just walked in, went to bed, The next morning, my grandma comes into my bedroom and wakes me up. And I was like, oh, good morning. She's like, yeah, hi. Did you do anything yesterday? Did anything exciting happen? And I was like, not really. And then she throws the fucking Glendale News Press, and and I'm on the cover of the News Press. I didn't know I'd be on the front page of the paper. Big, beautiful color picture. Headline says, dude looks like a lady. I was like, oh yeah, I did that yesterday. So it took them a while though, because after that, for like 2 weeks, I was kicked out of the house. But then they got over it and it was fine. But yeah, they were not that happy. Whatever. But I'm out now, so okay. So anyways. So I don't know why I forgot to tell you that. So the second part of the story that I forgot to tell you is, so when we first got dropped off backstage at the limo, and it was like a patio area. And when we first got, because that was the word I was looking for, was patio. When we first got there, Britney's dancers all came out. Now, I have known Britney's dancers because I had taken class with a lot of them. I had taken class with TJ, I had taken class with Andre, I had taken class with Nick, and what was the other? Alex Esternel. I never took class from him, but God, I wanted to. He was the hottest one of them all. He was beautiful. And my 2 dancers were actually lookalikes for TJ and Andre. So when I'm telling you that I was dead serious about my job, I was dead serious. So, but they were so cool. We took pictures with them. They were like, yeah, but you don't have a Nick, and I was like, that's right, I do now, though, and I'm going to steal him, and it was really cute. They were really fun. The 2 girls, one girl was named Carissa, and the other one, I don't remember her name. But there were only 2 girls, and then there were 4 boys. But they were all really cool. They were super, super cool. That was the beginning part of my day. First time I met Britney's dancers. They said that Britney saw me on the news the day before, and she was like, you go, girl. She was so excited that I won the contest or whatever. So that's why I was, like, so confused. I'm like, why does no one know who I am? And I'm not saying that as if I'm famous, but I'm saying that if they saw the contest and they know that the winner of the contest is going to be Britney Spears, obviously I'm going to be backstage, so Okay. So I was really irritated by that. Like, really irritated by that. So then so now that was, and then I met Steps, which was like life changing. That was the best part of the whole day. Actually, was meeting Steps. I'm so excited. Oh, and I have a quick little announcement to make. So I am going to London, England, in June to attend a Steps concert in Colchester, England on June 16th. So I am coming for you, Steps. I am excited. I have not seen you guys in 19 years. Hopefully you remember me. I don't think I look that much different. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That is like, I'm so excited. And then next year when ABBA goes on tour, I'm down for that. Even though it's going to be a virtual tour. Virtual tour or not, I don't care. I want to see ABBA. Okay, before I die. But the next best thing would be Steps, so I'm very excited to see Steps. And in a way, I'm kind of glad that, because there are a lot of Steps cover bands, but I'm glad that none of them are in the United States, because the ones that I've seen have not been very good on YouTube. I'm just saying. Okay, so the concert's over, and I'm sent home, and I'm just fuming. I'm so pissed off. Like, I have really been railroaded here, and it is not fair. And you obviously, this bitch did not know that I'm the last person that you ever want to mess with. So I was like, okay, all right. I know who would be interested in this story. How about every single Queenie Catty entertainment reporter that I could think of? I'm going to email them all. So I found email addresses for all of them, and some have even become my friends. Shout out to you, Steve Kometko, Ted Casablanca, George Pinocchio, Sam Rubin. I emailed them all, and the title of the headline of the story was "Britney's publicist is a bitch," and then I told the whole story about how I, with this. And I was like, I was just this kid from this small town, Glendale, a suburb of LA. I won this contest and I was excited to meet her. And then some guy grabbed me and I didn't know who he was. I assumed he was with Extra. And so I was like, then this bitch kicks me out saying I'm an imposter. So what happened was Steve Kometko wrote me back. Now, a lot of the entertainment news reporters started following the story. But the one that got back to me immediately was Steve Kometko. And he's like, first of all, I hate to break it to you, but most publicists are bitches. So I apologize for that harsh reality. Second of all, it's really unfortunate, our role, because he was working at E! News at the time, that we played in this. So give me some time and I'll see what I can do about this. But that was very nice. He didn't have to do that. So, and then the next day, I heard from Buck Wargo, who wrote the Glendale News Press paper piece on me. And so I told him the whole. He's like, "How was it like meeting Britney?" I was like, "It was sucks. It was awful. I was pissed." And he's like, "Whoa, okay." So, story took a completely different direction. But then he was like, "All right." So then Extra called. And they're like, "We were looking for you backstage and we didn't see you." I was like, "That's funny because I've got a completely different story to tell you." And they're like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Come down to the office." And I was like, "Gladly." And so I went down to the Extra office, which was in Glendale. So it was really close by. So I went down there and I shot another interview. No. That's not what happened. They came to me. They came to my house. So they came to my house. And I gave Extra an on-camera interview, and I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. I was furious. And I was like, and the whole time, though, I was stressing, I don't blame Britney herself for any of this. I blame her people. But on the other hand, you've got those people working for you, so, But, I mean, she was only 17 at the time, so she probably didn't know that she could fire anyone. Just because you're young doesn't mean that you don't have any power. Right? So I told that story, and then E! Entertainment News ran a story, and and you know what? On a funny note, when I told that story, um, when I told that story, and they aired that edition of Extra, because I was working at Disneyland at the time when we were doing the Mulan parade. I swear to God, almost the entire cast of the Mulan parade filed into this little conference room with a television so that we could watch. And and when I say the entire cast, I mean the entire cast. Like there were Nihaos. That's what we called the little Chinese people. We called them Nihaos. The little Nihaos. They all came. They came too. They probably didn't understand a word I was saying, but they came as well. But the people that were there were living for it. They were loving it, right? So I'm like, okay, this is good. This is good. Some good response. I appreciate that. And I appreciate that a lot of people had my back and they had my side or whatever, right? So then I did interviews with the Star, and I did interviews with the National Enquirer, and honey, anyone that wanted to talk to me, I talked to. But there were a couple of exceptions. So I got a few talk show offers to go on. But here's the thing. There were only four, at the time, there were only four reputable talk shows that I would want to go on. Rosie O'Donnell, because this was before Ellen DeGeneres. Now I would go on Ellen in a fucking heartbeat. Rosie O'Donnell, Lisa Gibbons, Roseanne, because she had a talk show for a while too, and Oprah. Those are the only four that I would do. And all the others, I really wasn't that interested. Now, the first person that called me was The Daily Show, and I don't know if it was The Daily Show with Craig Kilborn or The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, but I think it was with Craig Kilborn. That was a while ago, but they were like, yeah, Beth something or other, I don't know her name, but she wants to do a piece with you, and she wants you to teach her how to do the Britney dance and everything like that. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I know how your pieces go, where you make fun of the people that you're interviewing, and they're like, no, we don't do that. I'm like, yeah, you do. I've seen it, and I'm in no mood to be made fun of today. I'm like, not today, Satan. So I'm sure they were probably disappointed. They were probably looking forward to some fierce Britney action, but I was like, no, I'm not giving that to you. Not at my own expense. So then, Jenny Jones called me. Now, if you don't know Jenny Jones because you're young, and FYI, I found out I'm the oldest person in my pole dancing class today because I have these booty shorts that say I love Ryan, and they were like, who's Ryan? I was like, Ryan Cabrera, and they're like, who's Ryan Cabrera? And I was going, oh my god. He was a pop singer from like the early 2000s, dated Ashley Simpson, was on her reality show. Oh yeah! But I could tell they still had no clue who the hell he was. So I was like, oh, right. Okay. Great. Moving on. So, Jenny Jones. For those of you who don't know Jenny Jones had just had this huge scandal where she had this gay guy come on and admit his crush on this straight coworker. And the coworker did not know, and he was embarrassed. And so he endured a lot of teasing when he got back, and he kind of went crazy, and then he shot the gay guy and killed him, right? So, and Jenny Jones played a very big part in that, because if she hadn't done something so ridiculously private in public for ratings, this would not have happened. So I was like, no, I'm not interested in, and I told them, I was like, I'm not interested in doing your show because of the Scott Amador incident. I said, because I'm a gay man, and I'm an openly gay man, and I'm a proud gay man, I'm not going to put up with your foolishness either. So, thanks, but no thanks. And they kept trying to plead their case, and I'm like, you can say whatever you want, but my mind is not changing. Okay. So, then I get a phone call from this guy. Okay, so all this time I'm working at Disneyland, and this is the summertime, so they have what they call the canoe races. I don't know if they even still do this anymore because they've been kind of lots of construction on the rivers of America. I hope that they do still do it because it is so much fun. And basically, they open it up to everyone in the Disney company and usually it ends up just being people from Disneyland, but like if a studio group wanted to get together, they could do that, or, if a Disney store group wanted to get together, they could do that, but usually it's just people from Disneyland. But anyone in the Disney company can put together a team, and then you would canoe, and you canoe around the opposite way, so that if you, if you work the canoe attraction, you're obviously going to have an edge over everyone else. But you went the other way, so it was new for everybody. So I was like, well, this year I'm going to fucking get it, and I'm going to do my all-gay team, and we're going to be called the Queen Marys. You like that? Queen Marys? Cute, right? Because we're queens, we're Marys, and the Queen Mary is a big ship, and we were canoeing. Many different meanings to that. I loved it. So the Queen Marys. Now, listen, the thing about these canoe races is that they are early in the morning. We're talking like 5 a.m. early. Not like 4 a.m. marathon early, but like 5 a.m. early. Close enough, right? And there was this bitch with a bullhorn. Oh my God, she drove me crazy. Okay, so one time, I guess maybe because I was in this mind frame ever since that Britney Spears concert, that I was like, I'm so pissed off all the time. But she would constantly pull up her bullhorn. She'd be like, electric rowers, please come to the dock. Pink fluffy bunnies, please come to the dock. And I was literally like standing right next to her. And then bitch picks up the bullhorn, and she's like, Queen Marys, please come up to the dock. And I'm literally standing right next to her. I was like, hey, yeah, can I borrow something? Can I borrow that right quick? And I just took it from her hand, and then I said, we're standing right here. You do not need to use this. There you go, thanks. And I got written up for poor sportsmanship, but I didn't care. Like, bitch needs to fucking learn. Like, that bullhorn is not necessary. I get it if after you yell a couple times and no one answers, then you use a bullhorn. Okay, that makes sense, because obviously they're not within earshot, or they're not paying attention. But we were there, we were paying attention, we were in it to win it. So I was fucking pissed at her. So anyways, that was a little side diversion. But I know Lex Saber loves that story, so I thought I would kind of throw that in there for Lex Saber. Okay. So one morning we were rehearsing. So one of the things that made the Queen Marys unique is that we did warm-ups before every single practice. I want to say rehearsal. I always put things into like show business terms. Like instead of saying, oh, I want to apply for a different thing, I say, oh, I auditioned for a different thing. Or, I call cast members, oh, well, no, that's what I call people that work there. See, I can't even know. Staff, I call them cast members. Patrons, I call them guests. Because that's just, that Disney way of thinking is totally ingrained in my brain, right? So we did warm-ups before. Now, warm-ups is a way you warm up in dance class, and we were all dancers, every single one of us. So we would meet in the rehearsal hall first, and then we would do our warm-ups, and then we would jog down to the Rivers of America. Now, we have always ended up waiting because we were never the first ones there, but at least that way we kind of had our blood pumping and flowing, and it was all good. Well, one morning in the middle of this, and it's got to be like 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, like I said, this is early. I get a phone call, and he's like, hi, my name is Booker. I'm a DJ from B97 in New Orleans, Louisiana. And I was like, hello, how are you? Very friendly, because I did quite a few radio interviews, too, after this whole Britney Spears fiasco. So, obviously, they knew that this bitch was pissed off and obviously, Jive Records knew that this bitch was pissed off, and I was not going to go away. I was not just going to go away. No. N-O. So, Booker's like, look, here's the deal. So, the Spears family feels really bad about what happened. And in fact, he told me this story. Now, the validity of this story, I don't know, but this is what he told me. He said, you know, Lynn Spears, who was Britney's mother, Lynn was driving up to the concert with Jamie Lynn Spears, and Jamie Lynn had to have been like, I don't know, maybe 8. She was quite a bit younger, but she was like, and they could see me from behind arguing with the security guard, and they said that Lynn was like, what is Britney doing arguing with a security guard? Why is she doing that? And then Jamie Lynn, who had to have been 8 or 9, was like, Mama, that's not Britney, that's actually that drag queen that won that contest yesterday. So they're like, oh my goodness, I think you're right? It was so great. It was that was fantastic. So then what happened was, he's like, the Spears family feels awful. So here's what I would like to do. He's like, I would like to fly you and your 3 friends that got kicked out. I want to fly you all to New Orleans. And so that you can all, you might have to do a little number or something before her show. But I want you to, and if I have to hold your hand myself, I will introduce you to Britney Spears myself. And I was like, is this real life? Like, is this happening? I was like, yes, sure. I love it. Let's do it. So, I told my 3 friends. They were so excited. They were so excited because none of us had been to New Orleans before at that point. So we were all super excited. So then we go to New Orleans and we enjoy a night out in the town on Bourbon Street. And the first thing that we did, and this was literally like 2 weeks later. Like that's how much time had gone by, just 2 weeks. Like things were moving pretty quickly. So we go there and we went and we did the show, right? And they like, I got ready in the hotel room, and then they kind of shuttled me off to a trailer outside of the big arena, the Superdome. The UNO Superdome was where it was at. Or no, the UNO Arena. UNO Arena. That's different than the Superdome. But it was outside a big dome. But it was the UNO Arena. So, and then we had like Britney's cousins came up wanting to meet me, and so I took pictures with them. They were so nice and cute. And so basically what happened was they had me do 2 numbers before her concert, but they had me do them outside. But I did, gladly. E! Entertainment Television was there filming the entire thing because they felt bad because they were the ones that kind of were the catalyst for this whole drama going on. And then afterwards, you know, Booker did grab my hand and he took me backstage and he introduced me to Britney Spears. And that whole meeting on camera, that was actually the second time that we met. The first time that we actually met, to be perfectly honest with you, is when we had that photo taken together, the one that's on my Facebook. That was actually the first time that we met. We just didn't really talk until the filming us meeting. So, because I also wanted it to be a little bit authentic. I didn't want to be like, oh my gosh, I've never met you before, I'm so excited. You know what I mean? So, and here's the thing. She was very surface level polite. Like, she was very polite, very well mannered. But it's not the same girl that I heard from her dancers was going, yes, girl, you go, girl, you win that contest. You know what I mean? And I would say probably because she had people from the record label in her ear saying, yeah, you know, this little bitch is gonna continue to smear your name unless you do something. So just be nice to him and that's it. So I'm like, okay, fuck you, you fucking cunt. I'm so pissed. So whatever. I was just pissed off at Jive. I wasn't pissed off at Britney because between B97 and Jive Records, he made Jive Records pay for half of it. My 4 friends and I got a trip to New Orleans, and we're staying at, now I think it's a Wyndham, but back then I think it was a Westin. I don't know, these hotels changed, but it was beautiful. It was right on the water, and it was a high floor. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous. So then and then we watched Steps 2, but we didn't really talk to Steps that time in New Orleans because I don't even know if they even knew we were there. But so then we were on our way back to California, And we went out to Bourbon Street the night before. And as one does on Bourbon Street, we kind of got a little bit, no, I don't want to say messy because I didn't even drink back then, but we stayed out late. And we went to a few strip clubs and male strip clubs, and it was pretty fierce. And we got home and we had totally slept through our flight. So we go down to New Orleans and we're asking for a later flight. Now my mom was supposed to pick us up and take us home from the airport, but she had a work meeting that day, and she's like, you know what, I can't come now. You're going to have to either wait hours, because the work meeting was in Orange County or something, or you're going to have to find some other way home because I can't come get you. And I was like, oh, shit, okay. So we changed planes in Denver, and in Denver I get another phone call, and it's Extra. And Extra's like, well, we want to know how it was like meeting Britney Spears. We want to know everything. And I was like, I will tell you everything, but I need a driver to pick me and my friends up at the airport and take us to Extra. And they were like, yeah, no problem. That's how you do it. That's how you solve a motherfucking problem. So we get there, and I swear to God, there was a driver with a fucking sign, and it said Spears on it. And I was like, let me guess, are you here for me? And he goes, yes, I am. I was like, oh, I love it. So then they drove us to Extra, and I gave the interview, and then my mom was able to pick us up by the time the Extra interview was over. So that's basically that's kind of the end of part 2. So Angel's revenge, right? But my revenge gets even a little bit sweeter, because then I get another phone call, and the guy says, well, I'll tell you about this other phone call on my next episode in August. So, and my first episode in Japanese, I'm going to talk about my time working at Tokyo Disneyland. So I just want to say thank you so much for logging on today. Peace out. You all have a great day. Wubba, wubba, wubba.